Your home for local sports is Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. Welcome to Sports Radio 1350's High School Basketball Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of the York Revolution.
Markey to Saxton, cutting through the lane, hits the layup, beautifully run play.
High school basketball plays here on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York. Sports, bringing you the best of the York Adams League all season.
Shiflett a deep three, it is good! Trey Shiflett with the tray at the buzzer.
Now, let's head out to the action with a call of tonight's game. Here's Ron Ruben.
And thank you, and good evening. Welcome to York Adams League High School Basketball for 2016. Tonight we are live from the West York Area High School Gymnasium as the Bulldogs host the Trojans of York Suburban in a key Division II matchup. This is Ron Ruben, along with my partner Andy Bria. Glad you're with us here on the Penn State York pregame show and our high school basketball game of the week. Presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. And Andrew, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Yeah, it was nice to be away for a couple days, and thanks to you and Wayne for holding down the fort. I got to listen to a good part of the championship game, and you guys did a fine job.
It was different.
Well, it is.
Everybody's
different. So, anyway, tonight, an interesting matchup. The JV game is a 6-point contest, so we may be vamping for a while here. West York is up with a minute and a half left, and near steal by Suburban, but the Bulldogs get it back. But on the varsity side, Suburban coming in, they're 4-8 overall, 2-4 in the league. But they played Catholic tough in the holiday tournament that you had in the opener in the second half, and they beat Danville in the consolation game to get a win. They lost Shy Carter earlier in the year. Maybe they've adjusted now to playing without him. Dusty Bakel, their coach, told me he thinks they're playing better.
Yeah, somebody said to me just earlier tonight, and they improved by subtraction. Well, they played. Whatever the case may be, they played hard in the tournament. I watched them play the two games, and I was impressed with the fact that Bakel's kids never quit. They just kept coming at you. And you're right, they played, I thought, a poor first half against Catholic, came back and made a game out of it in the third quarter, and then late in the game, Catholic got their feet back on them and won that game. But the two games that I saw them play, they played very hard. The Weinstein kid in the middle is very good, and I like the Schultz kid too. So they got some presence on the glass. It'll be interesting if West York can hold down that end of the fort.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs, on the other hand, they've been up and down. They're 5-4 overall, 3-2 in the league. They played. They got a win over Susky last night, a big win. Although Bill Ackerman mentioned Susky was shorthanded in that game, so it wasn't reflective of probably what kind of game it should have been. But in their tournament, they played McCaskey and William Penn and played them both tough.
Yes.
Lost both games, but played them tough. So, you talked to Bill Ackerman earlier in the Dover game. He was a little mystified. Didn't know what to do with that team. He kind of thinks they maybe turned the corner.
Right, and that's what he said to me when I came in the gym, and I came in late. I walked over and said Happy New Year to him, and I asked him. I said, "You figure it out?" And he said, he thinks so.
Yeah.
So we'll see tonight. But those kinds of things that he went through with McCaskey in York, there's no shame.
No.
And those are good basketball programs. So there's no shame in losing there. The nice thing that Coach Ackerman's got is he can go 10 deep, and
yeah,
I mean
right.
that may present problems for Suburban because I don't think they're quite that deep.
No, he said they have 7 that they like to use. They'll go 8 or 9 if they need to, but 7's really the rotation.
The rotation.
So that may be an issue. So we will see. But both teams playing a little better. This is a key game tonight. Certainly for West York, if they win it, they'll be 4-2 in the league, and kind of right back in there with Eastern, who only has a couple league losses, Gettysburg and Northeastern, and they played tonight. Gettysburg and Northeastern played tonight.
Yeah, and it's this is going to be one of those tempo games that we preach on all the time, like you told me. In the interviews, Suburban's going to want to slow it down. They want to win a half-court game, and Ackerman wants his kids, up and down the court. Let's get it going. So we'll see.
All right, we are under a minute in the JV contest. The Bulldogs are up by 9, so we'll go one more possession here, see if this one's going to end up the way we think, maybe, and Bulldogs get it. So this is the Penn State York pregame show. The Bulldogs and the Trojans from West York tonight. Our coaches' interviews are next on Sports Radio 1350, WOIK, and GameTimePA.com.
Penn State York. Great faculty, small classes, personal attention. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, Penn State York can help you choose the class, the course, the program, the certificate, seminar, or degree you want. Penn State York offers 9 four-year bachelor degrees you can complete without leaving the area. There are also 7 associate degrees. You can also begin the first 2 years of more than 160 Penn State majors right here in York. No matter what class you take, the national reputation of Penn State will follow you throughout your career. Call Penn State York for a brochure. 771-4040. That's 771-4040.
Honey, did you call Window World yet?
Nope.
Well, it's starting to snow.
It's not too late. Don't wait another day. Call Window World and have your windows installed before winter. Plus, for a limited time, when you buy 2 6000 series windows, you get 1 free. Window World, simply the best for less. Call today, 866-779-0041.
Or online at windowworldpa.com. PA contractor number 2358.
Mornings at 9. Dan Patrick on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Welcome back to our pregame show. Tonight we're at West York as the Bulldogs host the Trojans of York Suburban, and Suburban head coach Dusty Bakel is here. Dusty, you guys started off a bit of struggle this year, but you got a good win at the end of the holiday tournament. Is that momentum something you hope to carry over now into January?
Oh, we hope to. I was really pleased with our effort in the second half of the York Catholic game. I thought we played pretty well, and then the next night out versus Danville, kids played with a lot of enthusiasm and passion, so it's something we're trying to take into the new year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Division II is still certainly a wide open race this year, and I would imagine that's something you've been talking to the kids about, that, there's a lot of basketball ahead.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, we're right at the halfway point, and, this is kind of where we're going to dictate what's going to happen here the second half. There's no easy nights when you say Northeastern, Gettysburg, Eastern, West York. Every night you're playing against somebody good, so we have to come ready to compete.
Talking to Dusty Bakel, head coach of the York Suburban Trojans tonight at West York. Offensively, Dusty, you've got Donovan Mears, who can put up a lot of three-point shots. Got a couple big guys inside. What's the strategy? What do you hope to do tonight offensively?
Well, we're pretty familiar with West York and the fact that they like to get up and down the floor, dictate the tempo and things like that. So we want to be a little bit more methodical with how we're playing, try and stretch them out a little bit. We know that they use switching man-to-man defenses, so it's some things that we prepared for here over the past couple days, and we'll see if we can do a good job executing.
And you mentioned defensively now, West York is a team that likes to run. Bill likes to bring a lot of guys off the bench if he can. Would you hope to make this perhaps more of a half-court game if you can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. If we can do that and kind of slow down the pace of the game, I think that'll put us in a good position to win the game coming into the fourth quarter.
All right, Dusty, thanks so much and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Back with more of our pregame show after these messages on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK and GameTimePA.com.
Stony Brook Family Restaurant, located at 3560 East Market Street in York, is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Completely remodeled, Stony Brook is the home of good food and hospitality at reasonable prices. Proudly serving the York area for over 30 years, Stony Brook is family-owned and now also serves beer and wine. For home cooking, homemade soup, steaks, seafood, our famous roasted chicken, or just about anything, visit Stony Brook Family Restaurant, 3560 East Market Street in York.
You know, it's a new year. Why not get a new go-to? Come on, you're in a rut. You're on autopilot. I mean, why choose the same go-to maple donut every time when Charlie Donut gives you so many to choose from?
We have the tasty 58
variety
maple donuts.
It'll be a snap. The next time you walk up to a Maple Donuts counter, resist the urge to order what you always order and try one of Charlie's other delectable creations. Always choose the glazed maple donut, go for the French cruller. Always opt for the powdered sugar jelly filled, go for the glazed devil's food. I mean, be honest. Does your family not even ask you what you want anymore because they know it's always the same thing? Well, how about you rock their world? Tell them you'll take whatever maple donut they bring home. Whoa, it's a revolution. Hey, who knows? By this time next year, your go-to maple donut may have a whole new flavor.
Maple donuts taste right. 58 tasty bread. Anytime, day or night. For appetite,
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Welcome back to our pregame show. Tonight we're at West York as the Bulldogs host the Trojans of York Suburban, and Bulldogs head coach Bill Ackerman is here. Bill, you guys got over 500 with a win last night. I know we talked to you earlier. You were a little struggling with how to get the team rolling, and you had a tough Christmas tournament, but some very good competition, and you played tough. What's your sense of the squad at this point?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I thought, I think we worked some things out. I've seen certain improvement. We did not hang our heads, in any of those losses. I thought, in fact, really both games were winnable games. Even the York High score is a little bit deceiving because we were up 4 with about 4 minutes left and ended up losing by 14. But and the McCaskey game, we really should have, if we would have executed down the stretch, we would have won that game. So, those are battle scars that have helped us, I think. And, I really think that I hope that we've turned a corner. I think tonight will be a bigger test of that. Susquehanna, they were shorthanded. They were missing some guys. So you really can't take that score, too much. They're a much better team than what they showed last night, and they'll certainly play better the next time.
Talking with Bill Ackerman, head coach of the West York Bulldogs tonight, hosting York Suburban. Suburban comes in, they struggled early, but they were able to get a win in their consolation game of their Christmas tournament and played York Catholic, an improved team, very tough in the opener. They've got a guy, Donovan Mears, who puts up a lot of points from the outside, and a couple of experienced guys inside. So defensively, what are your keys tonight?
Well, I mean, you can't let Mears get his open shots. I mean, they kind of have gone through the same thing we did in a kind of a different way that, once they lost Carter, I think they struggled a little bit to figure out how they were going to work without him, and they've figured it out pretty quickly because I think they're playing much better, and sometimes that's addition by subtraction, but they're playing well as a unit. They've got some dangerous pieces. Schultz is really tough inside. Mears obviously can hurt you from the outside, and the other guys that can really do some damage. So we're really going to have to make sure Mears doesn't hurt us from the outside, and Schultz can't pick up the pieces inside. If we can keep them in front of us and make sure that they don't get some open shots, will give us at least a fighter's chance.
Offensively, you got Darian McCauley. You can certainly work inside and bring it out, and you've got Bailey and Lalick between them, about 15 points a game from the perimeter. I know you'd like to get out and run. Is tempo going to be important in this game, do you think?
Well, tempo I think is always important for us. So yeah, and I think that it's going to be a little bit of contrast to styles. I don't know if Suburban will try to run with us. I think they'll probably try to slow it down, and we're obviously going to try to speed it up. So we'll see who wins the battle of wills.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Back with more of our pregame show after these messages on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Which is better? Getting the perfect set, the perfect approach, and powering through the ball with the perfect hit? Or reading the hitter, moving to the ball, and making the perfect dig? Flying Feet knows the answer. It all depends on which side of the net you're on. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes is Central PA's home court for volleyball, featuring the names that know the game, including Asics and Mizuno. Flying Feet offers volleyball spandex and shorts and the best selection of knee pads around. Flying Feet is also your active ankle connection, the same active ankle braces chosen by coaches and players at the college level. And because volleyball isn't just for the gym, Flying Feet carries a great selection of indoor and outdoor balls for working it out on the beach or in the backyard. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, the sportswear specialty store without specialty store prices. Flying Feet. 1511 Round Rose Avenue, just off exit 18 of I-83, next to Battery Warehouse.
Get ready for winter now and save big on your heating oil or propane costs. Call today to schedule your first fill, and don't forget to ask our energy advisors about the right money-saving plan or budget to fit your lifestyle. Lock in your rate and protect your price all winter. Our price-protected customers save an average of $325 per year. Visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-4-SHIPLEY. Don't forget to ask about our $100 rebate. Shipley Energy, energy for life.
The home for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And welcome back to West York. Ron Room and Andy Bria with you on the Penn State York pregame show, getting ready for West York Suburban tonight. Now for our look around the league, brought to you by Kochman Kunkel Insurance. Some other key games tonight in Division I, York High at Central. Andy, big one.
That is a big one. That's going to be Pick'em. Central, they're about the most team-oriented basketball power I've seen this year. Bearcats can hurt you in a lot of ways. That's a Pick'em game. I'm not picking a winner there.
All right, Cade Burdett's on the scene. He'll have the scores for us. And by the way, we understand Montrell Morgan and Chris Johnson were nominated as McDonald's All-Americans for Troy Sauer. So congratulations. Spring Grove at Red Lion, the Rockets 6-1. Red Lion, we've seen Red Lion play tough on their court. They could have beaten York High. So
they can be tough down there in the Lions' den, but I'm gonna go with Eli.
Yeah.
Eli's coming.
All right, Dallas down at New Oxford. The Wildcats are 5-5. That's a winnable game on the road. If they win that, they go to 500 in the league and kind of keep in the mix.
I think the Wildcats will beat New Oxford on their court.
Dover is at Susquehannock. The Warriors, a bad loss last night. Bill Ackerman said they were shorthanded. Don't know if John Zerving will have his guys back. Dover lost over the weekend to Middletown, so they're 6-4 overall, but 3-3 in the league. The Eagles need this win to stay in the Division II picture.
Well, if they play like we watched them play in December, it should be maybe a 6 or 7 point Dover win.
All right, Kennerdale at Eastern. The Golden Knights are 7-3 overall, quietly, and 4-2 in the league. They win tonight. They're right in the mix.
I like them tonight. Eastern's playing well.
Northeastern at Gettysburg. That's a big game. The Bobcats are 8-1 overall. They lost the game we had to York High. They're 5-0 in the league, though. Gettysburg 9-2. They've lost to West York and Eastern.
That's an interesting basketball game. We have not gotten to see Gettysburg yet. And in the 2 years they've been in the YAI AA, but they always seem to play everybody tough. You can control that tempo. Get Northeastern in a half-court game, and you know what? Your chances go up exponentially.
All right, and Division III, first place on the line. The Fighting Irish of York Catholic, 7-2, 6-0 in the league. At the Hanover Nighthawks, they're 9-1 and 5-0.
And playing very well, Hanover. I like the Irish.
All right, Irish and Squires girls to lone York Catholic tonight.
That one's going to be a tough one. Jerry's missing his big kid.
Novak,
yeah, he's missing her, I think. That's going to be a tough one. It's early January, though. This one don't mean a lot, but for Jerry's kids, I think it does.
All right, and also Suburban and West York girls. That's a big one
tonight.
That's
there.
over in Suburban, so we'll try and keep you posted as we can on those games. That's our look around the league from Kochman Kunkel Insurance. West York Suburban tonight. Take a break, come back with our starting lineups courtesy of Broadway Transmissions after this on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Kochman and Kunkel Insurance Group, part of the Keystone Insurance Group, can save you 15 to 50% for just 15 minutes of your time. We customize plans for your needs and find you the best rate and protection. Discounts for good driver, good student, homeowners, renters, and multiple policies. Plus health, life, and all types of business insurance. Locally owned by Rudy and Pam Kochman, 3217 East Market Street, York. Call 854-0300 or online at KIGYork.com. Kochman and Kunkel Insurance Group, a proud supporter of local high school sports.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA-certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man! I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days. But here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit YorkSleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Pelham. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit YorkSleep.com to learn more.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And we're back at West York. Ron Ruman, Andy Bria with you. Penn State York pregame show and our starting lineups from Broadway Trans. First for the visiting Suburban Trojans of Dusty Bakel, 4-8, 2-4 in the league.
All right, number 5, he's a 5'10" senior guard. That's Donovan Mears. Number 32, a 6'4" junior forward, Jack Schultz. Number 34, at 6'2" tall, he's a junior forward, Zach Weinstein. Number 11, a 5'10" senior guard, Thomas Merkel. And the delivery man, number 10 at 6 foot. He's a senior guard, Colin Mailman.
All right, and Merkel, the mailman on the football field, was a prolific combo. Merkel, of course, the all-time leading passer now in the York Adams League.
Wow.
And the Bulldogs of West York and veteran coach Bill Ackerman, 5-4 overall, 3-2 in the league.
All right, their big starter, number 5, a 5'8" senior guard, Josh Bailey. Number 30, a 6'3" senior forward, Darian McCauley. Number 14, he's a 6'2" junior forward, Kenton Meckley. Number 15, at 6'2" tall, he's a senior forward, Matt Delaforna. And number 20, a 5'8" senior guard, Ian Lalick.
All right, the Bulldogs starting lineup, and those lineups brought to you by Broadway Transmission as we get ready for the Suburban Trojans and the West York Bulldogs. All right, Andy, your keys to the game tonight for Suburban.
The glass. For Suburban, I think they need to control the tempo. I'm sorry. They need to control the tempo. They need to control the tempo, and they need to put the ball in the hole. They're going to go up against a deep team. I think that's going to be crucial for them, okay? And that's what they need to do, control the tempo.
All right, how about the Bulldogs and Bill Ackerman?
Well, they've got to control the glass. They got to figure out how to get Jack Schultz and Mr. Weinstein away from the glass. If they can control the boards and get out and run a little bit, they got a good chance.
All right, those are the keys from our coach, Andy Bria, as we get ready for the WellSpan opening tip. Comes your way next on Sports Radio 1350 and Game Time PA, the Bulldogs and the Trojans.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
If you've ever been charged with a crime, you know it can be a frightening and stressful time. You have a right to legal representation, which is crucial to assisting you through this difficult time. Criminal charges often carry consequences beyond fines, and often charges such as a DUI can have an impact on your driver's license, employment, and automobile insurance. The law offices of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins can help you in these matters. We have experienced attorneys who primarily focus on these areas and are prepared to represent your interests in a diligent and vigorous manner to achieve the best possible result for you and protect your rights under the U.S. Constitution. Our experience, skills, and candid advice will guide you through this process and help you obtain the best result under the particular circumstances of a case. Call us today at 757-7602 for a free consultation, or visit us at our website at gslsc.com. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis, and Calkins, 110 South Northern Way, York, Pennsylvania. Attorneys licensed in Pennsylvania and Maryland.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sport.
Welcome back to West York. Ron Ruman and Andy Bria here with you. Leif Johnson on the video for Game Time. Jim Harden producing for us on radio. And we are just about ready to roll. They are going to introduce the starters for West York and Suburban. I want to mention Friday night, we will be crosstown at York Catholic as the Irish host the Squires to DeLone Catholic, always a great traditional matchup. We hope you can join us for that one. Our officials tonight, Gordy Kaufman, Jim Thomas, and Daniel Whitehead. And the Trojans coming out tonight. And Andy, you mentioned in the Christmas tournament you guys had that, we always talk about officiating. They let them play in that one, and that can be a factor too because West York's a deeper team. So, if foul trouble or how they're calling the game can affect it too.
Yeah, I not to be, judgmental, but I thought they really let them play in a championship game, and that goes against what we've been seeing. You call it tight, and then all of a sudden, bang! You're letting people get thrown around. And I thought coming down a stretch in the fourth quarter was way too much contact. Yeah, that could definitely make a difference in this game because West York likes to go 10 guys, and Mr. Bakel's only made, like you said, 7 is the rotation. He'll go 8, he'll go 9, but 8 and 9 is not going to be good as 5 and 6.
Right.
So.
All right, so that's pretty much setting the table for you. Glad you're with us here. Hope you had a good holiday time, and glad you're with us for the stretch run. Next Tuesday, we got Spring Grove at Dallastown. It'll be an interesting matchup. Hope you can be with us there. Then next Friday, we have Eastern at Dover. That was an overtime game in Wrightsville, so that should be a big Division II contest. And then we're going to have, we'll be off Tuesday because there are no games that night. The following Friday, the girls' game of the year, Central and Red Lion at Central. Right now, both of those teams have one loss, and that was Red Lion over Central, and Lions still unbeaten.
That's a big girls' game.
Yes, it is. So we hope you'll join us there. And then we're not sure about the 29th yet. We'll let you know on that one, and we'll see if we pick up a game on the 2nd. But anyway, that's kind of the rest of the schedule for you. So just about ready to roll. Not a huge crowd on hand here tonight. Not a bad one for a Tuesday night, but
enough to block us from seeing the corners.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll be guessing in the corners here tonight. Bear with us. You can see better on game time than we can, but that's all right. New gym's on the way here at the end of the month. West York in their home unis, the white uniforms with the blue numbers and trim, and Suburban in the traveling suits, black with the orange trim and orange numbers. And West York will go right to left in the first half. Kenton Meckley will jump it against Jack Schultz. And Gordy Kaufman has the toss, and we are underway and out of bounds, and we're not sure they may jump this one again. Nope, it's going to be Bulldog ball. All right. Josh Bailey, the senior point guard, 4-year starter for Bill Ackerman, facing a zone defense.
Zone defense from Suburban.
We
Okay.
got 3-2 or
something new. Yeah, 3-2.
So Weinstein and Schultz underneath, so the Dogs are working around outside, left side of Bailey on the baseline of Meckley. Meckley back outside, open 3, top of the key. Ian Lalick. It is short, though, but Lalick able to track down the long rebound. Gets it inside, count the basket, and a foul. That was a nice pass by Lalick. It was at McCauley. I was screened by the rest of the players. It was Darian McCauley with the bucket. Fouls on Jack Schultz already. He has one.
And you get that Mr. Schultz wearing 32, so...
Lalick, McCauley's free throw is good. Darian is 66% free throw shooter. He completes the three-point play, and West York takes the early lead. Full court pressure. Suburban handles it, and they get it on the baseline to a mailman. He dribbling down there, and the man-to-man defense by West York. They swing it the other side to Weinstein beyond the arc in the far corner, and back out front to mailman now.
That'll go 4-around-1 here.
Merkel with it out front, the quarterback on the football team, on the basketball team as well, gets a screen out front from Schultz. West York switches, they feed it low post to Schultz, puts it up, missed it inside, gets his own rebound though, and is tied up by McCauley, and the ball comes out to Bailey. Bailey takes it to the hoop, scoop shot is good. Josh Bailey.
Josh Bailey with a little, now you see it, now you don't, right underneath.
Bulldogs or Trojans back quickly, and a little runner by Zach Weinstein in the lane with the left hand cuts the Bulldog lead to 5-2. Bailey back feeds in the baseline of Lalick, takes it up, blocked inside by Schultz. Lalick gets it back, gets it to McCauley. He drives the ball, puts it up off glass and good.
That's going to be
Schultz
2.
has 2. Yes,
well,
indeed.
I mean, he goes for the block on the first one. He didn't get it there, turns around, and I thought McCauley did exactly what you're supposed to do. He went right at it.
Yep, and that is for Suburban. And they're going to go to the bench already, and that is going to hurt. They are going to come in with the guy I don't have on the roster as McCauley makes the shot.
What number?
20.
20?
Get that blue one. That's the one from tonight. Hopefully he's on that one, so we will see. The shot was good by McCauley. He has 6 of the 8 points as West York leads it And there's a turnover steal by Kenton Meckley in the front court. Meckley gets it to Delafano. Matt drives in the lane. Ball was hit by Weinstein, and they come away with it as Merkel comes up with it, pushes it ahead. Schultz, Weinstein, nice head fake on the baseline. It's a little 12-foot jumper. Jack Schultz with the bucket, and it's 8-4 West York.
And that's I believe it's Brad Smith.
Okay, good.
For West York?
No, for Suburban, number 20. Here's a deep three by Bailey. It's off the back of the rim. Long rebound is tracked down by Mears. Donovan pushes it, takes it to the hoop, and is fouled by Bailey. Josh Bailey with the block. So Donovan Mears will get a couple of free throws. He is 87% on the year.
And then is Brad Smith.
For Suburban?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Number 5, Josh Bailey, first person. Okay. Now we're back.
And Mears hits the free throw. So it cuts it to 8-5. So Suburban may be weathering the storm a little bit here.
Well, they're going to have to weather it now without their big man.
Yep.
With their big man sitting on the bench makes a little different ball game.
Mears hits them both, so it's 8-6. Brad Smith, also an outstanding receiver on the football team for Suburban. McCauley to the free throw line, to Delafano at the right elbow, and Matt pulls it back out. Still working, I think, against this zone defense.
Right, they are. It's a flat 3-2 right across the foul line extended.
Delafano in the far corner to Bailey. Bailey with Smith out on him. Back to Delafano. And to Lalick beyond the top of the key right side. Delafano. Far corner Bailey. To Meckley at the high post, and he was fouled on there. The reach in, and I think that's Weinstein.
Right.
And Dusty Bako complaining, but we kind of saw the reach in from here. So Weinstein now with 1, and Schultz on the bench with 2.
Well, you can't have both of those guys go out.
Delafano gets it high post to McCauley, knocked away from him, and it is picked up there by Donovan Mears.
Quick hands.
And into the front court come the Trojans, now trailing just 8-6, 5:24 left here in the first quarter. West York with the lead, but Suburban hanging in there. Mears, he's a three-point shooter. He had McCauley right out on him. Out front is Merkel, gets it off to Smith, wide open. He passed on her. Here's a jumper by Weinstein beyond the free throw line. Just a little bit good high rebound by Matt Delafano, and he pushes it to Bailey. Bailey in the lane, takes it hard to the hoop. A little short rebound by Kenton Meckley. In traffic, puts it up, didn't get the roll. Meckley again, that one goes.
And that's staying at it. The kid just kept going, get a couple offensive boards and put it right back.
10-6 Bulldogs, 4:50 left in the first quarter. In the far corner is Zach Weinstein, who has to do the inside work. Now nice feed to Smith, cutting on the baseline. McCauley there to discourage it. Contact, but no call. Rebound out to Bailey. Bailey pushes it, takes it coast to coast. That can go down. Bailey picks up the loose ball, puts it up, blocked inside by Mears, and Mears comes away with it.
And
Mears will challenge McCauley. Spinning shot. Got it to go. Whoa.
That was pretty. A little English on that one.
Yeah.
He went up with the right hand. He kind of was sideways and just spun it off the glass.
Yeah. 10-8, so back to 2 points. West York leading, knocked out of bounds by Weinstein on the baseline.
And they still got Weinstein on the floor. He picks up his second. This is a different basketball game.
Yep. They go deep to Lalick. And Lalick gets it over to McCauley. He puts up a 3. That won't go. And Meckley, another offensive rebound. The third one feeds it to McCauley down the lane. He draws the foul. That won't go, but he'll shoot 2 more. McCauley, the master at drawing the foul tonight. Foul is on
number 11.
Thomas Merkel, his first. But Ken Meckley with 3 offensive boards here in the first quarter for Bill Ackerman.
And McCauley going to shoot 2. Missed his last one. You know what Suburban does so well? They run that 5-out motion, and now what they were running 4 around 1, and originally when they had Schultz on the floor, but now they're going to run that 5-out motion with nobody in the post.
I have McCauley 2 at the line. Is that not correct?
Okay, yes, I'm sorry.
And he hits this one, so he's 3 of 3 at the line, and Weinstein takes a seat, and checking in now is Torrey Thomas, a 5'11 senior, so Suburban going small here. And getting the roll is
no, I'm going to correct you. He did miss one. He missed 1 free throw.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
All right, so it's 12-8. West York leading it with 4:03 left in the first quarter. Against the press, Suburban turns it over as Smith hit the baseline. They got it up front to Mailman, but couldn't handle it. So out of bounds it goes. An early score. Cade Burdett on the report for us from Central, telling us at halftime the Panthers leading York High 36-32 in a big Division I contest.
Wow.
Bailey into the front court now. He's met by Thomas out front in this 3-2 zone. Left side Lalick beyond the arc in the corner to Bailey. Bailey puts up a three and got it. Josh Bailey.
That's the way you beat that zone. He'll be coming out of it quick if they keep doing that.
8th tray of the year for Bailey, 15-8 Bulldogs. Out front is Merkel, gets it over to Thomas. Both the big guys on the bench right now for Suburban. And Merkel with it right side to Torrey Thomas. Thomas dribbles it out, needs some help, gets it now from Mears. Mears hasn't had a look at a three tonight. And that's going to be a travel as Mailman started to make the move, and Gordy Kaufman said he dragged the pivot foot or took the early step.
And if Gordy tells you, consider it, gospel.
Right. 15-8 West York. 3:12 left in the first quarter. Ron Rubin and Andy Bree here tonight. Glad you're with us. Our first half brought to you by Maple Donuts. Josh Bailey coordinates things on the court for Bill Ackerman's Bulldogs. Dribbling out front goes on the right side to Austin Fry, who was checked in the far corner to Bailey, back to Fry. Fry, the 6'2 senior. High post McCauley trying to feed it inside to Meckley and a high-low, but it threw it too high, and it will be Suburban ball.
And that's what they should do. That time they went 2-1-2 with Meckley up there in that high post, but when he turned, he just threw it away.
So in the front court, you have half-court trap by West York, and Mailman has it out front for Suburban now with Bailey on him, trying to push him to the trap, but he gets it over to Mears. He puts up a deep three. That one won't go off the back of the rim, and Bailey has the rebound.
That was 4 feet behind the arc.
Lalick has it in the front court. Back to Bailey. He'll pop a three from the left side. That is good. Bailey's second tray of the night. Third assist for Lalick, and the Bulldog lead is 10.
All of a sudden, it balloons to 10 because Josh Bailey drops 2 threes, one from the left baseline, one from the left corner.
So Suburban back now, down double digits, need of a bucket here. So they work against the man-to-man defense with some trapping else as well. Thomas out front, left side. This is a three put up by Merkel, and it is good. Thomas Merkel with the tray off the Thomas feed, and it's 18-11.
And that was a pretty shot that time from Merkel.
And in the paint, and Bailey has it stripped. Bulldog get it back, count the basket, and a foul. As working hard inside, I believe, was Ian Lalick. Again, we're screened a little bit. Foul is going on Thomas. And Lalick was able to put that offensive board back in the little guy at 5'8", and he'll get a free throw here. He's 75% on the year. West York lead is 9.
Wow. He worked hard that time to get in there.
Yes, he did. So he will try and get him back to double digits, and the left-handed free throw is good. He does so. It's a 10-point West York lead as Drew Geller checks in now for West York. Nick Sarber, the 5'10 senior, as well as Terry Keynes, the 6'1 senior for West York. So there's the depth of the Bulldogs. And Marcus Trust, the 5'10 senior guard, on for Suburban. Here's a three by Mears. That one rimmed out. He got a good look that time, but it didn't go, and Keynes with the rebound.
But the big guys on the bench. So right now, West York's controlling all the glass.
And Weinstein in there, and he got the hand on that held ball with McCauley. It's going to go to Suburban on the alternate possessions, and Weinstein has checked back in. Schultz probably done for the half with those 2 fouls.
I would think.
Still in the first quarter. It's 1:29 left. West York 20 points on the board here. They average 58 a game.
Well, you can't leave Donovan Mears. He was wide open.
He missed it. He hasn't scored yet. He has 1 bucket tonight and a couple of free throws. Rebound by Keynes, and here comes West York pushing it. McCauley down the left side of the lane, takes his hard, blocked inside by Brad Smith.
Wow.
All right, and here comes Suburban now. Marcus Trust with it out front. He gives it to Mears. Mears gets it over here to Weinstein. And back down to Trust. Suburban trying to pull out that defense a little bit. Marcus Trust with it, gives it up to Weinstein. And Weinstein goes back to Trust, so Suburban slowing it down a little, which they want to do.
They may hold for one.
Yeah, 45 seconds left. Left side to Torrey Thomas. Terry Keynes right out on him. Thomas on the dribble. And he gives it up to Trust. Trust with Bailey on him now, dribbling out front. Bill Ackerman wanted the 5-second
There's
call.
a 5 right there. How many?
And didn't get it. Gets it back now to Thomas. Deep three. That will not go, but Weinstein with the offensive board feeds it inside to Trust, and his reverse layup blocked inside by Terry Keynes. Thomas comes down with the rebound. Trust puts it up, but he walked, and he banked it home, but it will not count.
Wow.
So it's going to be Bulldog basketball. A lot of work for the Trojans, but nothing to show for it there. As Merkel checks back in now for Brad Smith, who gave him a lift off the bench. And Josh Bailey brings it up now. Final 10 seconds of the first quarter. Bulldog lead is 10 at 21-11. There's Fry at the top of the key left side. McCauley for three in a corner, rimmed out. Rebound. Sarver inside that shot was blocked, and that's going to be the end of the period. So we have played one. Our score: West York 21, York Suburban 11. Second 8 minutes comes your way after this on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Finks Garage, we're a little bit different. Our philosophy is just a little old-fashioned. See, we believe that our jobs are dependent upon taking care of people and their car problems. It's not all about cars and numbers. How may we serve you? Please allow us the opportunity to repair your vehicle. Finks Garage, a Napa Auto Care Center. 717-854-5175. Remember, being broken down stinks. Let us repair your car at Finks.
Hi, I'm West York boys basketball coach Bill Ackerman. You're listening to the High School Basketball Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
I'm missing 3. 5, 7, and 8 is 15. I'm missing 3 points.
Need an assist? Get great savings and great weekly specials at your favorite neighborhood stores. Use your gold card and stop in now at Nell's Fresh Food Markets in Spry, East Berlin, and Carlisle. Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, and Whiteford. And Wetzel's Market in Glenrock. Your full court headquarters and always the freshest meats and produce.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
All right, the Bulldogs leading at 23-11 at after 1. Oh, I thought it was 21-11.
No, that's what it was.
Oh,
that's what I thought too, but that's all of a sudden we got a change up there, so
okay.
I'm going to go over the table at halftime.
All right, it's 23-11, and Bulldog basketball, and out front with it is Anthony Hawkins, who has checked in for the first time. Now Sarver with it out front. Hawkins in the near corner. Suburban still with the zone defense, and 6'4" junior Jack Schultz on the bench with 2 fouls he picked up in the first 3 minutes of the game. Driving inside his field, puts up kind of a wild shot, but Canes comes down with it and gets it back outside to Lalick. West York dominating on the boards right now.
Very aggressive 3-2 zone by Suburban.
Bulldogs working around the perimeter now. Sarver with it. He's going to play soccer at Temple, we learned tonight, so congrats to him. And Lalick with it. He repositions Kenton Meckley to the high post. Lalick and Bailey, a couple of veteran point guards out there, or guards, can either of them can run the point for Ackerman.
There's that 2-1-2 offensive set again.
And Meckley on the baseline, slapped away by Marcus Trust, and Trust comes out of there with the steal, but it's stolen back by Canes, who puts it up inside and hits it. Terry Canes working hard.
Terry Canes that time right where he should have been.
25-11 now. West York's biggest lead, it is 14. And on the left side is Merkel, feeds it on the baseline to Thomas, who pulls it back outside now. Merkel working with it on the perimeter, guarded by Lalick, and gives it up to Marcus Trust. Trust drives down the lane, has a lane to the hoop, and doesn't get the goal, but does draw the foul, I believe, on it. Did they call it?
1-0,
okay.
Terry Canes.
Terry Canes, that's Terry's first. And so to the line will go Marcus Trust, the 5'10 senior guard, just 41% at the line this year.
You know, Suburban doing a nice job of cutting, but they're just not able to get the ball down the lane. West York doing a nice job defensively on them. And now here we go. You got Schultz in the game, 6:31, 14 points, I guess, is when you bring him back. There's always a Lynch, you know. What is that spot you want to use? The coach says, I got to have him.
And Trust missed them both, so 0-2 at the line. Meckley going high for the rebound, his 4th of this game. And Lalick feeds it on the baseline to...
I tell you what.
That was almost the third foul on Schultz. He did block the shot on Fields, but West York comes out of the scramble with it.
Well, that's where you got to go. I mean, I'd waste the time out here if I was Ackerman and say, just go right at him.
Yeah. Schultz, the 6'4 junior, 7.7 points a game, has 2 tonight and 1 rebound, but the foul now has 1 blocked shot as well. And a lot of scores coming in. We'll have them for you at halftime.
Right.
And our interns
Bill Ackerman says, I want to pull him out.
And he does, and Suburban trying to trap it, and they get the ball on the floor, and diving for it is Trust, and he is tied up with Lalick, and they're going to call a held ball, and it's going to be Suburban basketball on the alternate possession.
Interesting. Ackerman said, I don't want him in the zone no more.
Well, didn't work that time as Suburban got the turnover, and Marcus Trust brings it into the front court, the 5'10 senior guard. Drives down the right side of the elbow and feeds it in the post to Schultz, working on Canes inside, takes it up. They're going to call the foul on Canes on the floor, and that's 2 on Terry Kings. Just 3 team fouls on West York and 6 on Suburban.
And Jack Schultz that time doing exactly to Canes what Canes should have done to him on the other end of the floor.
Trust will inbound it on the baseline as substitutions for West York. Darian McCauley and Matt Delafano check back in as Anthony Hawkins and Nick Sarver go to the bench. And Trust gets it in to Schultz on the low post, hits it up and in. So Schultz making his presence felt. Nice pass by Trust, and it's 25-13.
Left hand at that time, kiss off the glass, off the inbounds pass. Very nice.
Right side of Bailey in the baseline to McCauley, who skips it over to Lalick for 3, and Ian drains it.
Well, I tell you, that's a nice stroke.
And it was a nice find by Darian McCauley for Ian Lalick, his 5th 3 of the year, and the lead is 15 now, 28-13. Suburban working it out front as Nick Bowman, a 5'8 junior, is checked in. He drives into the paint, and they're going to call the offensive foul.
Excellent call.
Well, Ian Lalick took the charge, and Bowman called for the charge there, and so that will turn it back over to the West York Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a good call.
And Josh Bailey brings it into the front court. Now West York with a big lead, 4:50 left here in the first half. It's 28-13. High post to Meckley. He skips it over to McCauley between the circles, and Darian gives it back up to Josh Bailey.
Suburban in their man-to-man defense now. That's another thing 15-point lead will do for you.
Yeah.
Pull you out of that zone.
As Bailey dribbles it with the left hand, Trust on him. Now he goes in the corner to Lalick, who has it slapped away by Zach Weinstein, but it's going to stay with West York.
You got to get the ball to McCauley. Work the ball around, get it to McCauley. You got Jack Schultz sitting on his back and let him go to work.
Suburban or West York will inbound it. Matt Delafano will inbound it in the far corner. And he gets it into Bailey here at the left elbow, guarded by Thomas. Drives baseline. Thomas right with him, though. Comes back out to McCauley. McCauley with Schultz on him beyond the arc. High post to Delafano down the left side of the lane. Tried to skip it across the lane, but it was kicked by a Trojan, so we'll stay with West York. As Colin Mailman and Donovan Mears check back in. Donovan Mears tonight just 4 points. He averages 15-3 a game and has 23 threes. Has missed a couple but not made any tonight.
He's not, and credit to West York defense for having a hand in his face most of the night.
Delafano with it out front now. In the far corner, here's Bailey. Bailey's 3. That one rattled out, and Schultz high for the rebound.
Coming out of there with the ball on the floor.
Mailman fakes it, takes it to the hoop, gets the roll, and draws the foul on Matt Delafano. Nice move that time by Colin Mailman, his first bucket of the night, as Matt Delafano picks up his first personal, and Mailman will try and complete the three-point play.
Mailman delivering the mail that time, coast to coast.
We're waiting all night for that one.
Yeah, I know.
Free throw on the way, and it's good. So Colin completes the three-point play, and it cuts the Bulldog lead to 12 at 28-16. As Bowman checks back in for Suburban, and Ian Lalick, Jadakiss Fields checks in for the first time tonight for Matt Delafano. McCauley in the front court, Lalick on the right side, low post, they go to Meckley, drives across the lane, blocked by Schultz as he is flirting with disaster, but he's got 2 block shots, and now there's a foul on West York. And it's on Jadakiss Fields.
That takes real hard.
Schultz inbounded against the press, gets it into Trust, back to Schultz. Schultz into the front court he comes. Halfway through the second quarter, West York by 12. Mailman in the near corner, back out front to Mears, swinging over to Bowman. Bowman dribbles, pulls it back. Mailman has it out front, working on McCauley. And McCauley pokes it away. Mailman able to save it at midcourt. They wanted backcourt, but I think that was a good no call on that one.
Excellent call.
Right side. Schultz drives on Meckley, now takes it to the hoop, and offensive foul.
Number 3.
As stepping in to take the charge was Darian McCauley, and Schultz has 3. Boy, that's tough.
Yeah, and I don't see how you argue that call.
That was a help defense that came as Meckley was the on-ball defender, and as he moved around Meckley, as Dusty Bakel talking to Jim Thomas about the call, but McCauley stepped up with the help defense, and Schultz back to the bench.
He was standing there. He was playing it.
So Bailey driving now against Mailman with 3:20 left in the first half. High post, they go to McCauley. McCauley with it, driving down the left side now, takes it hard against Smith, who got a hand on it. Brad Smith playing tough defense, and Mears comes away with it. Mears to the right side, feeds it to Trust down the lane, and doesn't hit it, but does draw the foul on Ian Lalick.
Ian Lalick's first personal, I believe. That time Donovan drew the people to him, and then gave it up.
Marcus
Trust. Go ahead.
0-2 at the line tonight.
You made that one.
All right. By the way, I need to credit my wife for passing along the information on Montrell Morgan and Chris Johnson being nominated as the McDonald's All-Americans.
There you go, Jim. Right on top of that.
Bet. And the second free throw by Trust, that one's good. So it was
0 for 2 and 2 for 2.
28-18, so Suburban's got it down to 10 with 3 minutes left in the half. And Bailey will work it down. They're back in the zone.
Back to the zone. They're going to try to control the tempo. They didn't like the tempo they had.
Schultz on the bench with 3 fouls. He only played about 5 minutes this half because of foul trouble. Lalick drives baseline, acrobatic shot won't go. Try to follow the rebound, didn't get it. Mailman has a 3-on-2, takes it all the way in, left it short, and the rebound, Bailey comes out of there with it. Weinstein went flying in, they get it ahead to Fields, over the head, that won't go. Smith has it, and Weinstein comes out of there with it, and they crash, and they're going to call the offensive foul as McCauley draws it as Weinstein put the shoulder down. That's 2 on him. Yeah, that's tough. And that's 8 on Suburban.
It looked like just a touch of flop there to me.
Yeah, I have to go with you on that one.
Just looked like a touch of flop to me.
So Jadakiss Fields comes out, and foul trouble for the big guys of Suburban. It's 2 on Weinstein now, 3 on Schultz.
He's got to be careful here.
Yeah. Bailey inbounded under the Bulldog hoop. And has to go deep to Meckley, top of the key, left side to Lalick for a 3. Nope, too strong. Rebound by Donovan Mears, and he pushes it for the Trojans. Mears to the left side, now gives it back to Mailman. Top of the key, left side to Trust, and the far corner to Mears. Right out on him, though, is Austin Fry, who's in for West York. Mears left side at the arc, drives to the free throw line. He dragged his pivot foot. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And that's that man-to-man defense from West York. That's really West York timeout.
All right, Bulldogs take the timeout. They lead by 10, 2:14 left in the first half.
Today it seems everybody is offering a discount on car insurance, but at what price? Reduced protection, impersonal service. At State Farm, you can earn discounts and still get full service and dependable protection from the world's largest car insurer. See me, Trish Hauser, 1865 Susquehanna Trail North, York, for the State Farm multiple line discount. With State Farm, you get an agent you can depend on and an insurance company you can trust. For the details on State Farm's multiple line discount, see me, Trish Hauser.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
And we're back at West York. Ron Ruman and Andy Bria here. 28-18, West York leading, 2:14 left in the first half. And it is West York basketball.
They got it to a workable 10 points right now, Suburban. They've had a lot of difficulty with the foul trouble, etc. But they're back in his zone, so he's feeling a little more comfortable than he was middle of this quarter.
And Bailey walks it up for West York into the front court and gives it back to Lalick, working him out front against the 3-2 zone in the corner to Meckley. Back out to Bailey, high post to Fry. Dribbles into a double team on the baseline. Meckley, 15-foot jumper is good off the feed by Ian Lalick. Ian's 4th assist of this basketball game, and the Dog lead is back to 12.
And that was they worked that zone nice that time to get the open 15-footer.
Out front, Marcus Trust on the dribble, goes left side to Brad Smith and a Mailman. And a steal by Austin Fry, who got in the passing lane. Fry into the paint, takes it to the hoop, left it short. Meckley with another offensive rebound, but the shot is short. Rebound by Brad Smith.
But you can't hang your head. Suburban wants to get out and run.
And Trust drives down the left side and puts it up. No, too strong. Rebound by Darian McCauley. It's his first rebound of the game. And West York runs. Nice head fake on the baseline by Bailey, who hits the banks at home.
Nice job that time. Little shot fake and real easy, fundamentally sound.
32-18, West York had a 15-point lead at one point. Now it's back to 14. And Suburban under a minute and a half now. Played most of the first half without their big guy, Jack Schultz, in foul trouble, so they may hold for one here if they can.
Well, I think that's what Dusty Baker wants to do. Go in the locker room. There's no reason to go in.
Well, Mears puts it up, and that won't go. He had a decent look at it, but it wouldn't go, and Meckley chases it down for his 6th rebound.
But now, if you're West York, what do? You
30 seconds.
And you got Weinstein on the floor here. I think if McCauley's, whoever's got I'd go right at him.
But Bailey dribbling on the Bulldog out front. The clock's at 20, so it looks like they're going to work for one.
Man to man.
Lalick guarded by Mailman. Lalick dribbling on the Bulldog logo. Now clock at 8, clock at 7. Got to get something going. Clock at 5. Gets it to McCauley. McCauley, clock at 3.
Nice
feeds it inside to Meckley. Blocked by Weinstein at the buzzer. And that is going to be the end of the first half. Well, the Bulldogs lead it by 14 after 16 minutes. West York 32 and York Suburban 18. Our halftime show, courtesy of Flying Feet, comes your way next after this timeout. Brought to you by Fink's Garage.
You line your feet up at the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body, cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time in a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Finis, Dolphin, Nike, Adidas, Speedo, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet Sports Shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Mornings at 9. Dan Patrick on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Welcome back to West York. Ron Ruman and Andy Bria with you. At halftime, West York leading Suburban by a score of 32-18 in our Division II matchup tonight, the Flying Feet halftime show. And our timeouts tonight courtesy of Fink's Garage. West York jumped out to a 23-11 lead after one and won the second quarter 11-7 as Suburban was able to slow that pace down to some extent. But again, the big story in the first half, Jack Schultz, the 6'4 junior forward for Suburban, played only about 5 minutes with foul trouble. He has 3, and 6'2 junior Zach Weinstein has 2. Schultz able to contribute 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 block shots, but on the bench most of the half with foul trouble. So at halftime, our score is West York 32 and York Suburban 18. Again, our Flying Feet halftime show. Going to take a break, come back with our halftime stats next. Those stats are courtesy, they're just brought to you by us. We're going to take a break, come back with those stats after this on the high school basketball game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK and GameTimePA.com.
Penn State York. Great faculty, small classes, personal attention. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, Penn State York can help you choose the class, the course, the program, the certificate, seminar, or degree you want. Penn State York offers 9 4-year bachelor degrees you can complete without leaving the area. There are also 7 associate degrees. You can also begin the first 2 years of more than 160 Penn State majors right here in York. No matter what class you take, the national reputation of Penn State will follow you throughout your career. Call Penn State York for a brochure, 771-4040. That's 771-4040.
Hello, this is Kevin Bankos, president of Ballyhoo Sports Academy at Heritage Hills Athletic Club. Ballyhoo is unlike any other program in the York area. We provide a total program to improve young athletes mentally as well as physically. At Ballyhoo, you'll train with the top coaches in the region and grow in your love for the sport. Our athletes compete at the highest levels in a variety of sports, from volleyball and basketball to lacrosse and softball. We are located in the 60,000 square foot Heritage Hills Athletic Club. This past year, 30 Ballyhoo athletes went on to play at the college level. You'll not only receive great coaching, but personal training and sports performance training as well. And as a Ballyhoo athlete, you are immediately enrolled in the Heritage Hills Passport to Perks program, offering discounts throughout the Heritage Hills Resort. Call 757-4833 or visit us online at ballyhoosportsacademy.com or everyonecanplayhh.com.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOIK.
And the Flying Feet halftime show, West York 32, Suburban 18 here on Sports Radio 1350, WOIK. And do want to thank Frank Hawkins for all his hospitality here, the AD at West York, setting us up courtside. And the time now for our halftime stats. Mr. Bria, let's get the York Suburban Trojans first.
All right, not a lot of points here. We got Donovan Mears. He's only got 4, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 short field goal. Jack Schultz, 2 field goals for 4 points. Zach Weinstein on the bench a lot tonight, and that's one of the reasons. The big lead, he has 1 field goal for 2 points. Marcus Truss, 2 for 4 from the line for 2 points. Thomas Merkel with a 3-point field goal for 3. And the mailman, 1 for 1 from the line and 1 field goal for 3 points. They scored 11 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter.
All right, and rebounding-wise, it has been a struggle without Schultz for Suburban. Brad Smith off the bench leads him with 3, and Schultz and Smith each with 2 blocked shots in that first half for the York Suburban Trojans. All right, for the West York Bulldogs.
All right, Darian McCauley, I finally got that straightened out. He had 2 field goals, 4 for 4 from the line. He's got 8. Josh Bailey, 2 threes, 2 short ones for 10 points. Kenton Meckley, 2 field goals for 4 points. Terry Keynes, 2 for 2 from the line, 1 field goal, 4 points. Ian Lalick, 1 for 1 from the line, 1 short field goal, 1 long for 6. They scored 23 in the first quarter and only 9 in the second quarter. So Suburban tightened it up.
Yes, they did. So that gives us our 32-18 score. And for the Bulldogs, Kenton Meckley with 6 rebounds, I think 4 of them on the offensive end, as he's been a tiger on the offensive boards. And Ian Lalick with 5 assists in that first half for the West York Bulldogs. So West York by 14, going to take a break, come back with the York Traditions Bank halftime scoreboard show and the coach's pep talk, courtesy of your neighborhood family markets. After this timeout, courtesy of Fink's Garage on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Did you know that Shipley Energy can take care of all your energy needs? From heating oil and propane to providing your home with electricity and natural gas. We also provide heating and air conditioning service and installation. All of your energy needs are under one roof at Shipley Energy. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com. Call 855-4-SHIPLEY and don't forget to ask about our $100 rebate. Shipley Energy. Energy for life.
Honey, did you call Window World yet?
Nope.
Well, it's starting to snow.
It's not too late. Don't wait another day. Call Window World and have your windows installed before winter. Plus, for a limited time, when you buy 2 6000 series windows, you get 1 free. Window World, simply the best for less. Call today, 866-779-0041.
Or online at windowworldpa.com. PA contractor number 2358.
My name is Lou Laviton. I own a company called Sparkle Wash. We're a professional mobile pressure washing company, and I've been a customer of York Traditions for 5 years. We have fuel cards, we have a credit card, checking, we have small business loans, and the credit card deposit account, and it's real easy to keep everything together on the online system. Small business owners have to be realistic. There are bumps in the road, cash flow, purchasing of equipment. And what's been really interesting with York Traditions is you call them in good times, that's always great, you do your reviews, but what's best is when you call them when things are rough and you need help, because these guys also serve as good advisors for small business. And you're not judged, it's simply working together for a good solution, side by side. When things are tough is where a bank will shine. It really is about building the relationship, and this is what York Traditions does. Small business has to appreciate that.
Transition to Traditions today. York Traditions Bank. Member FDIC. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And back in West York at halftime, Ron Room and Andy Bria with you. Time now for our York Traditions Bank halftime scoreboard show. Some interesting games around the league. In the third quarter, Central leading York High 47-39. Cade Burdett on the scene there for us. We'll have a report tomorrow on that one. Over in Gettysburg, a big Division II game, Northeastern leading Gettysburg in the third, 32-27. I think the Warriors have slowed it down, but Northeastern hanging in there. Spring Grove leading Red Lion at the half, 24-13. Tony Nello on the scene for us there. Dallastown over New Oxford, 47-21 at the half. Ben Faree has the report on that one. And Eliza Kravitz telling us Susquehannock leading Dover, 24-21 at the half.
Wow.
Glenrock, that would be a big win for John Zerfing and crew. And also York Catholic leading Hanover 28-19 at halftime. That would be a big one to York Catholic take the Division III lead if they hang on there. And girls action, Central was trailing William Penn by a point at the half. The Panthers have scored the first 6 of the third quarter, so they lead at 32-26. And a big one for fans listening to this one in Division II, Suburban leading West York 19-14 at the half. So the Bulldog girls struggling on offense, and DeLone and York Catholic in a big Division III matchup tied at 15 in the second quarter.
That's a kind of, I would think that 15-15 in that game favors the Irish.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted. Our halftime scoreboard from York Traditions Bank. Our coach's pep talk from Neighborhood Family Markets for West York.
All right, for West York, you get more of the same. Keep punishing. Go to the basket. Pick up that foul trouble. All right, keep the tempo. They had the tempo pretty much where they wanted it in the first half, even with the zone. All right, for Suburban, you got to keep Mr. Schultz on the basketball floor.
All right, our coach's pep talk from your Neighborhood Family Market. Schultz is out there now. West York has the ball going left to right, and a 3-2 zone for Suburban.
I'd get somebody in a high post and let him go right at Mr. Schultz.
All right, McCauley is on the box, but not flashing to the high post right now. Right side, Meckley in the corner. Bailey, he'll put up a 3. No. Rebound fought for, and it comes down to Thomas Merkel, and he pushes it for Suburban. Gets it to Mears, who has no three-pointers tonight. Is 23 on the year.
Josh Bailey doing a nice job on him. He's all over him when he's out at the three-point line. He's not letting him get away. He got away that time.
Mears on the left side, and we have a stoppage of play. We got something on the court. So Gordy Coppin will take care of that. And it will be Suburban ball side out. Mears will inbound it. Mears goes to Merkel and over to Mailman beyond the arc on the right side. Meckley right out on him. Man-to-man defense. Left side now to Schultz. Schultz with McCauley on him. Schultz drives into the paint, takes it hard to the hoop. In between Meckley and McCauley. Shot doesn't go, but he does draw the foul. And
got it on Meckley, yeah.
That is a first on Kenton, so Schultz, aggressive offensively, will get 2 free throws.
And he'll do that. He'll put the ball on the floor. And that time he came all the way from the right wing and ended up on the left wing and ended up on the right block.
Schultz misses the first free throw. He's just 51% on the year, now 50% at 25 of 50. Second free throw, no, off the back of the iron, and he follows it, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in.
That's one way to do it.
Yep, so Schultz went over Bailey to get that rebound, and it's 32-20. Against some pressure, they get it to McCauley, low post again. Schultz takes it up. Boy, some contact, no call, out of bounds off McCauley.
And that's exactly what you should do. And it went right at him that time. I expect to see that, for the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Absolutely, but Schultz not backing off. I mean,
no, not at all.
A little bit. Mailman between the circles, out front, right side to Mears. Mears quiet tonight with 4 points. In the far corner, they go to Merkel. Merkel with Lalick on him, out front to Weinstein. Weinstein checked by Delafano. And Zach will dribble with the left hand, and some trouble, knocked away, out of bounds, but it was touched by a Bulldog, so it's going to stay with the Trojans.
Jack Schultz is a heady player. I'll tell you, give the kid a lot of credit. He's out there trying to block shots. He wants to call him for the ball right here.
He's doubled right now, but then Lalick comes out, picks up Merkel, and the cross-court pass to Mears. His jumper, rattled out. Boy, that was halfway down, and Meckley with his 7th rebound. Lalick to the free throw line, tried to feed it inside to Bailey, but threw it too high, and that turns it over to Suburban.
When you leave your feet like that, he left his feet at the top.
At the right elbow, on the baseline to Mears. Mears, nothing there. Needs some help.
Josh Bailey's basically taking him away tonight.
Spinning in the lane is Mailman outside to Merkel. Merkel looking for Schultz on the box, gets it to him, working on McCauley, takes it up, right hand, didn't get the roll, and Meckley with his 8th rebound.
And I'll tell you, Jack Schultz got all the moves inside.
Yeah. So Bailey out front. slows it down against this zone defense. In the corner they go to Lalick, and Ian will pull it back out to Bailey. Cross-court pass, on the baseline to Meckley, but that was rejected, and that's going to be a held ball, and it's going to go to Suburban. I think on the block that time was Merkel.
And again, they're not getting the ball to McCauley where they want it, where he needs it if he wants to go to work and try to pick that foul up against Schultz.
Suburban handles the press. They get it to Weinstein on the baseline. Oh, he tried to feed it across the lane. I think he should have taken that one straight up when he had it on the baseline.
He's on the baseline. He's 8 feet from the basket. He turns. He just needs one dribble and go to the rim. He'll get fouled. End up on the foul line.
One pass too many. So it remains 32-20, 5.5 left in the third. West York leading. Delafano left side. He dribbles into the paint. Kicks it across to Lalick in the near corner and goes back out to Delafano. Matt on the left-handed dribble, and the Lalick in the corner feeds it to Meckley on the baseline, back to Delafano. Oh, nice pass to McCauley on the baseline, hits the layup.
And that time it was done real well. They hit the middle, and McCauley came from the weak side. He was wide open on the block.
All 5 Bulldogs touched the ball that time. Beautiful movement. Schultz out front, right side to Merkel. Merkel at the elbow. Oh, threw it behind his man. That's going to be a backcourt violation, and that time they were not on the same page, and Dusty Bako a little frustrated over there.
He wants him going back door and not kicking it back out,
So Bailey in the backcourt now. West York's lead is 14, 4:55 left in the third. Crosses the half-court line. We are at half-court high post, or top of the key. McCauley feeding Delafano in the lane, feeds it up baseline to Meckley, who hits it off glass.
Again, too easy that time. Even though they've only scored 4 points here, they've both been easy buckets.
Mailman drives in the paint, draws the foul. The basket doesn't go, but I think they're going to get Kenton Meckley, and if they do, that'll be 2. Jim Thomas out to tell us that it is, in fact, on
Mr. Meckley.
6'2" junior, and Colin Mailman to the line for a couple. He's 1 of 1 tonight. 6-foot senior, as we mentioned, outstanding receiver on the Trojan football team. They won their first outright division title in 26 years this year, Andy. How about that?
Yeah, they played well.
Yep. Gets the roll on the first one. That makes it 36-21. West York by 15.
This kid's got quickness. He's a smart player. Not afraid to take it to the rim.
And the 6-foot senior will get the second free throw now. Puts it up, high arcing shot, a little short. Meckley's 9th rebound. Off to Bailey. Bailey on Lalick on the left side now. Meckley cutting down the lane, a little behind him, didn't catch it, and Mailman has it. Works it in against Bailey, lost it out of bounds, but they say Bailey hit it.
Substitutions. It's not that Suburban doesn't want to run. Bailey was out, or excuse me, Mailman was out running that time.
Torrey Thomas in for Suburban now for Mailman. Oh, and a bad pass on the inbounds pass. Merkel thought Thomas was going to be there, and he wasn't, and so an unforced error.
And I thought somebody was there. I couldn't see.
Yes.
I'm going, where is he throwing?
Right. Well, there was nobody there, in fact. 15-point West York lead. They led by 14 at the half, and we're almost halfway through the third quarter. 4:15 left. Suburban remaining in the 3-2 zone defense.
And again, they're in a 2-1-2 setup.
On the baseline, Meckley drives and again challenges Schultz with the 3 fouls. Doesn't get it to go, but McCauley takes it hard to the hoop. There's a foul, and that may be 4 on Schultz. It could be on Weinstein as well. And it is. So it's 3 on Weinstein, 3 on Weinstein, 3 on Schultz.
Now it doesn't matter what you do inside. McCauley could get to the line like this all night long.
And Darien is 5 of 5 at the line tonight.
Right. I mean, he could be there. Especially against this zone.
Brad Smith checks in for Zach Weinstein. Smith, the 6'4" senior, played well in the first half. Didn't score, but had 3 rebounds and a blocked shot. McCauley with the second free throw now. The 6'3" senior, Bulldogs leading scorer at 15-9 a game, hits that. So he's 6 of 6 at the stripe and has 12 tonight.
They're out in front now, 17. You're going to make a run, Suburban. This is where you're going to have to start doing it.
Meckley to the bench, and the senior 5'10" Nick Sarver in the game for West York. Full court press, Merkel in the backcourt. Now needs some help. Goes deep to Smith. Smith from the right side. Nowhere to go. Feeds it to Schultz at the top of the key. Kicks it back out to Smith and over to Merkel, who launches a 3, and that won't go. Long rebound to Bailey. He pushes it. Oh, and feeds it on the baseline to Delafano. Tried for the reverse layup, and they're going to call a foul. That's, on Schultz. Boy, it didn't look like a whole lot of contact
No,
that time.
on that time it didn't, but that's 4.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
So, Delafano to the line for the first time tonight. Matt yet to score. 60% free throw shooter. Now he has. So he hits the first, and Weinstein will have to come out, and he's being replaced by Sincere Dowling, a 6-foot sophomore. So, Suburban with both their big guys.
Jack Schultz came up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second one good by Delafano. Matt 2 of 2 at the stripe. And the West York lead is 19 now at 40-21. Full court press. Merkel fires it. There's a steal by McCauley. Takes it down the lane, and he's fouled because he took it to the hoop. Foul by Merkel. So McCauley with the steal, and he'll get a couple more free throws tonight.
McCauley that time just too quick.
Yep.
And this is not where you want to put number 30 for West York.
West York pulling away here. It was a competitive game, but the big guys inside in foul trouble for Suburban. They're just not going to be able to do it without them. McCauley hits it. He's 7 of 7 at the line.
That's what I'm saying. This is the last place you want to put this kid.
Yep.
This kid really hustling for them tonight. They're big man, I guess.
Missed a free throw and a rebound, though. Offensive rebound by Josh Bailey. Boy, giving up an offensive rebound and a free throw.
Really?
So West York works it out front. And then they go to Bailey in the corner. He lofts a 3. That's too strong. Rebound inside. Whoa! And Lalick and Thomas were tied up, and Lalick hit the deck hard. And I think we had do we have a held ball called? We did. It's going to stay with West York on the alternate possession. Ian's up and okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they call a foul? They called it on Merkel. That's his third.
No, they called it on Hawkins. Or excuse me. Torrey Thomas.
Inside is Delafano. Hit the bottom of the backboard with it and out of bounds off West York. So the foul was on Thomas. Yeah, his second. Okay. Yeah. All right, a final from Ben Faree. Dallastown goes to 6-5 and 3-3. They defeat New Oxford 84-53. Good win for the Wildcats, and timeout taken as Sarver was trapped there, and Bill Ackerman takes a timeout to preserve the possession. 3:04 left in the third. West York 41, Suburban 21. This timeout courtesy of Fink's Garage on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Has the recent road construction on Market Street or Route 30 in York bothered you? Well, it's for sure that it's bothered the steering and suspension on your vehicle. At Fink's Garage, we've been straightening cars out for nearly 90 years. Call and let us align your car. Fink's Garage, a Napa Auto Care Center. 717-854-5175. That's 717-854-5175. Remember, being broken down stinks. Let us repair your car at Fink's.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
All right, here's the situation. 3:04 left in the third. West York up 20 over Suburban, and Suburban's big guys both on the bench with foul trouble. Andy, that's a tough hole to climb out of.
It is, and right now, and I'll tell you, this West York man-to-man, and their pressure right now has been brutal. There was a steal right there, and that's how they got the ball back against the full court press.
Bailey to McCauley on the low post, feeds it to Bailey, cutting through the lane, lost it that time. I think Thomas got a hand in there, but it went off of Bailey, so the Trojans will get it.
It's one of the few mistakes West York's made here in the last couple of minutes.
Bulldogs continue to press. West York, if they hang on, will go to 6-4 and 4-2 and be right in the thick of it in Division II. Smith against the press, and he walked. He took it down the lane on the baseline. Then there was Darian McCauley waiting, wasn't sure what to do with it, and he traveled.
Well, yeah, he thought about passing it for the assist, and then he said, no, I don't want to pass it, and he ends up, that time, about the fourth step, he figured, oh, that wasn't good.
Bailey walks it across the timeline now, the senior point guard against a man-to-man defense.
Yeah, and they're going to run a play here.
On the right side is Matt Delafano to Lalick. Left side, Bailey. Delafano cutting through the lane, draws the foul, count the basket and the foul. Brad Smith on the whistle. Good ball movement again by West York. And Delafano, his first field goal, he's 2 of 2 at the line, gets another one. 6 assists tonight for Ian Lalick.
And number 20 picks up his first personal.
Brad Smith, that's correct. And Lalick to the bench now, and Anthony Hawkins, a 5'10 junior, checks in for West York.
And I think you'll start to see a little bit more of his bench, Ackerman's bench.
Matt Delafano hits the free throw. He's 3 of 3 on the line tonight, has 5 points. Bulldog lead is 23 now. Smith gets it back to Merkel. Merkel ahead to Mears, who's been very quiet. And driving on the baseline is Smith. Smith puts it up, won't go, and a rebound by Hawkins. Hawkins gets it out to Sarver down the left side and gets it to go. Nick Sarver, the senior, with the bucket.
And that was a beautiful run break by time by West York.
Down the lane for Suburban. Oh, a scoop shot almost went, but didn't for Dowling. Rebound by McCauley. McCauley to Sarver. Over to Delafano now. 2 minutes left in the third. West York up big. McCauley will drive, but kick it back out to Delafano on the left side.
They can be a little more patient in the half court.
Weinstein and Schultz both getting ready to check back in, and Mailman for Suburban. Right side, Fields at the elbow, pulls it back, gives it to Bailey between the circles. Thomas comes out to challenge him, and they give it to Fields. Now we're down to 1:35 left in the third.
If you're going to do this, at least score. You know, if you don't come away with points here.
And a drive on the baseline by Delafano. Hits it off glass. Nice drive in traffic by Matt Delafano.
And he's got 7 in the third quarter. He's owned this quarter.
And Cade Burdett reports Central and York High going to overtime at 67, so we'll keep you posted. And a jumper out front will not go by Thomas. Rebound by Sarver. Nothing falling tonight for Suburban.
Oh, stand. Oh, and a
Fields
block.
blocked inside by Thomas. Nice play by Torrey Thomas, who comes down with it.
Fields a little lackadaisical all over by himself under the basket.
Mears in the far corner, goes back out front to Thomas, now to Mears. He puts up a 3, and that won't go. He's 0-4 beyond the arc tonight, and Thomas knocked it away from Delafano, but knocked it out of bounds.
Okay, well, 49 seconds left here. You're going to you put your big man back in here? I'm not quite sure I understand this move.
They were
is it Suburban ball? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Now I understand the move.
Yeah. And
I thought it was West York's ball.
Sincere Dowling to inbound it on the far sideline, and he gets it into Marcus Trust, who has checked in. So 4 new guys out there for Suburban. Schultz in the far corner. And Jack on the ball on the floor, knocked away by McCauley, but Schultz gets it back, drives in the lane, knocked away by McCauley again, and Bailey comes up with it for West York. Bailey down the left side, blocked by Schultz, out of bounds, but Jack again with those 4 fouls, but that's his third block tonight.
Held his breath the entire time. Schultz chased Josh Bailey down the court.
Bailey will inbound. It goes in the corner to McCauley. Head fake on the baseline. They go to Bailey. Back out to McCauley. Skips it way out to Fields on the near elbow and out to Terry Keynes, who's checked in.
And I think they're back in the zone, down this many, because you got to protect the foul trouble.
Down to 20 seconds in the period.
Now they're back to man.
West York's lead is 27. And Keynes with it now. Near center court, gives it up to Bailey. Clock at 13. Ackerman back cut by McCauley, puts it up, doesn't go. Schultz, and a tip in by Sarver. Nick Sarver with 2 seconds left in the front court. The heave by Mailman off the backboard. It does not go. After 3, West York big. Bulldogs put up 18 in the period. They lead it 50-21 after 3. Fourth quarter comes your way next.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Mornings at 9. Dan Patrick on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Stony Brook Family Restaurant, located at 3560 East Market Street in York, is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Completely remodeled, Stony Brook is the home of good food and hospitality at reasonable prices. Proudly serving the York area for over 30 years, Stony Brook is family-owned and now also serves beer and wine. For home cooking, homemade soup, steaks, seafood, our famous roasted chicken, or just about anything, visit Stony Brook Family Restaurant, 3560 East Market Street in York.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And some scores here going to overtime in Glen Rock as well. Dover and Susky tied at 40. And Tony Nello reports that Spring Grove going to 7-1 as they defeat Redline 53-37. Eliza Kravitz on that score for us from Susquehanna. So we got 2 overtime games going, West York, or rather York High and Central, and Dover and Susquehanna. So we'll keep you posted. Here it's been all West York. They lead by 29. Only 3 points in that third quarter for Suburban.
Yes, I mean that's very difficult to win a basketball game.
Yes, it is. So Suburban West York basketball attacking the hoop to our right end. Isaiah Linton, the 6'4 senior, checked in for Bill Ackerman for the first time tonight. Anthony Fields to Linton. Linton guarded by Weinstein, gives it up to Canes between the circles. Bulldogs, as you mentioned, Danny, no need to hurry.
There's no need right now. They can be patient in the half court.
Terry Canes on the dribble out front, guarded by Sincere Dowling, gives it over to Josh Bailey. And there's a near steal right into the broadcast booth here. Good hustle by Weinstein, but he stepped on the sideline, so we'll stay with West York right in front of us.
Almost ate that one.
Yes. I'd like to be in the action. Maybe not that close, but Josh Bailey with it now. Well, what do you Andy, West York, we saw him against Dover. They struggled about 3 weeks ago, looking a little better tonight. And
yes, they are. And you know what? Right now, they're working on their half-court man, and they can do that. They got the nice lead. He can get some playing time for some of his guys.
In all honesty, this probably would have been a different game had Schultz and then Weinstein not gotten in foul trouble as they did, because it really hampered Suburban.
It did, but I don't believe it hampered them 29 points.
No.
Okay, but absolutely, those two on the bench hurt Suburban big time.
Canes drives against Mailman down the left side of the lane, feeds it in the corner to Sarver, back out to Terry Canes. 6:40 left in the game. Bailey pulls up the free throw line and hits it. Josh Bailey feeling his oats offensively tonight.
And you know, that time you run all that clock, you got to score.
Mailman got it cutting down the lane, fired it out to Weinstein. It was open about 12 feet away on the baseline, but he just didn't catch it, and the turnover goes to West York.
And when it's going bad,
Yep.
When it's, believe me, I've been there and have seen that, and there's not much you can do about it. You just sit down and watch it.
So West York back with it. Terry Canes out front, off to do Anthony Hawkins to Bailey. Bailey drives against Mailman, tried to feed it inside to Fields, knocked away by Marcus Trust. It will stay with West York, and Jadakiss Fields, a 6-foot junior, checks in for West York now, and Josh Bailey will take a seat.
Mr. Linton and Mr. Weinstein having a little go at it in a high post there. I'm watching it. There it is again, the extracurricular.
Yeah, Isaiah hit the deck. Terry Canes double team, lost it, picked up by Mailman, so Colin will bring it in the front court for Suburban, but Trojans down 31 now in this game, 52-21. And then the nice drive, Marcus Trust takes it to the hoop, and they call a blocking foul inside on Hawkins. So
Marcus Trust with the good field goal, and he's going to shoot one.
Yeah, and the first foul on Anthony Hawkins, so Trust's first field goal of the night.
And with 2 minutes and 4 seconds going, he can tie. Oh, I was going to say tie as many points as they scored in the third quarter here in the fourth.
Terry Canes with the rebound, gets it to Fields, down the lane, left a little short, partially blocked.
Suburban ball.
By Mailman, and Suburban comes out of there with it. 5:49 left in the game, 52-23 West York here on the Bulldogs home court.
West York looking much better than the last time we saw them play.
No kidding.
Much, much better.
Trust drives around Isaiah Linton. Isaiah called for the grabbing foul. That's his first, and it is West York's fourth. 5 team fouls on Suburban. And sub in now, Drew Geller checks in for the first time for West York, a 5'11 junior, and Nick Sarver will sit down. Suburban ball under their hoop. Marcus Trust to inbound it. And gets it to Schultz, head fake, missed the layup inside, gets the rebound, puts it up and in.
And that's what he can do for you, the big man.
Yep.
He's got a field goal in each quarter.
Yep, but he hasn't played much because of the fouls. I bet he's played a total of about 9 minutes tonight. Out front, Hawkins with it for West York, the lead of 27 here. Trust swipes at it, but Hawkins keeps it. And gives it up now to Fields on the baseline. They go to Geller. And Drew got the traveling call there as he was trying to make a post move, and that will turn it over to Suburban.
Good defense by Mr. Weinstein that time to cause that travel.
And bringing it up for Suburban, Sincere Dowling, the 6-foot sophomore guard for Coach Dusty Bakel. High post they go to Weinstein. It was batted away, but he got it back and then traveled under pressure from Canes, and that will turn it back over to West York. Wanted some push in the back there, but no call. So West York ball. Hawkins with it, dribbling around on the far side. Now pulls it back out and gives it off to Terry Canes. Canes also an outstanding wide receiver for West York. A lot of wide receivers on the court tonight.
Well, that's the build for it, I guess.
Yeah. Steal by Suburban. Trust has it. Feeds it down the left side to Weinstein. Left it short. Kind of lost the handle on the way up. And a rebound by Isaiah Linton was knocked away then, but it's going to stay, I believe, with Suburban.
And that time, the big guy's hitting the glass. Jack Schultz hitting it hard that time.
So there's a three in the corner by Dowling. It rimmed out, and Schultz with the rebound, his 5th of the game. It in the corner to Dowling, and they swing it around out front to Bowman, who's checked in. Gives it up to Trust. Marcus Trust on the dribble. Feeds it off to Weinstein, who had a lane down the left side, and he was cut off, I think, by Isaiah Linton, and the foul is called on Isaiah. That's his second.
So that's 5 on both here. 4:21 left.
Trust will inbound it under the Suburban hoop. And he gets it into Schultz. They just lost him there, but I think we had they weren't in play yet as Linton was being substituted for, so tried to sneak one in, but it didn't work. Austin Fry in for West York.
Try that again?
Yeah, they get into the corner to Weinstein. Drives baseline, kind of a wild shot, looking for drawing the foul. No call. Canes his 5th rebound. And back comes West York. In the corner is Austin Fry, the 6'2 senior. Back out front to Terry Canes. Canes guarded by Weinstein. 3 subs getting ready to come in for Suburban. As Fields on the far side gives it up to Hawkins and back to Drew Geller at center court. Drew bothered by Weinstein, and Weinstein comes up with a steal over the head, trying to be fancy there a little bit too much, and he threw it away. And in the backcourt is Jadakiss Fields, low post to Fry, turns into the paint. Foul is called, and I don't think they're going to get it on Schultz. They're going to get it on the reach-in before that by Nick Bowman. That is his second, and to the line, Austin Fry to shoot a couple.
Wow. And that, I mean, I guess at this point it really doesn't matter, but Jack Schultz is really going at it.
He is. It's been a frustrating night for him,
Yes.
no doubt, the 6'4 junior.
Nice player.
Yeah, he is, and in foul trouble all night, though, so really unable to get anything going. Fry is going to shoot 2 here eventually. We've got 3 guys at the scorer's table for Suburban. I'm not sure what they're talking about here.
I think they're trying to decide who the foul's on.
Oh,
Okay.
well, they called on Bowman. I thought that was he reached in early, so I don't think there's much doubt about that. Maybe Ackerman trying to get the last one on Schultz. So it doesn't.
I think Dusty Bakel's trying to calm Mr. Weinstein down.
Yeah. Free throw by Austin Fry is good. So Austin's first point of the night. And now we have substitutions. We have Willie Batty making his first appearance for Suburban, a 6-foot sophomore. And Torrey Thomas checks back in, and Brad Smith. Second free throw to come for Austin Fry.
They haven't missed many tonight.
No, and that's good.
I believe if I'm not mistaken, they've only missed 1.
I agree with you. And West York just 60% coming in at the line, so
they're shooting the lights out tonight.
Torrey Thomas on the dribble for Suburban, off to Bowman. 3.5 left, all West York, 54-25. Dowling in the paint. They're going to call it a hand check foul out front on Anthony Hawkins, I believe. No. They called on... I'm not sure who they called on. Oh, they called on Drew Geller. Okay, so his first. Suburban ball in the far corner. Dowling with it, gives it off to Willie Batty. Batty driving on the baseline against Fry.
Stepped on the line.
Yep. So good defense by Austin Fry, and that'll get the turnover to West York.
You can't go that deep. When you're in the first row, you got to be out of bounds.
So a couple of finals. Dallastown big over New Oxford, 84-53. Ben Faree reporting that.
Oh, the steal.
And a steal and a bucket.
Yep, number
Batty.
2.
Oh,
Dowling.
Dowling with a steal in the bucket. Sorry, I was giving some scores there. Always happens. And
I hate when I have to do the play-by-play.
Yeah, you did all right. It's all right. And on the baseline, count the basket and a foul as Jadakiss Fields took it up over Dowling. Hit it, got the foul on Dowling, and Fields to the line, try and complete the three-point play. And Nick Sarver checking in now for Anthony Hawkins. Bill Ackerman doing a little coaching with Anthony Hawkins right now.
I got a little end of 3, DeLune Catholic, girls, and York Catholic, 36-34 Catholic.
All right, a good one. We'll keep you posted. And the free throw is missed. There's a steal by Fry. Austin Fry clear. He double dribbled. Oh, he's getting ready to go in to do something maybe to make it look good, and took the...
he was trying to change it to the other hand. I don't know.
That happens. It was a breakaway, and we have a timeout by Suburban. I believe we do. Timeout by Suburban. West York 56, Suburban 27, 2:52 left. Back after this.
Kochman and Kunkel Insurance Group, part of the Keystone Insurers Group, can save you 15 to 50% for just 15 minutes of your time. We customize plans for your needs and find you the best rate and protection. Discounts for good driver, good student, homeowners, renters, and multiple policies. Plus health, life, and all types of business insurance. Locally owned by Rudy and Pam Kochman, 3217 East Market Street, York. Call 854-0300 or online at KIGYork.com. Kochman and Kunkel Insurance Group, a proud supporter of local high school sports.
Hi, I'm West York boys basketball coach Bill Ackerman. You're listening to the high school basketball game of the week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
And Bill's team up by 29 right now in a final. From Central, Cade Burdett reports that the Panthers go to 11-1 with a 77-69 overtime win against Troy Sauer's Bearcats, who fall to 7-6 and 4-2 in the league. So Kevin Sheeler's got him playing, Andy.
He does. I tell you, that's a tough basketball team right there.
It is. Thomas drives for Suburban. The ball's knocked away and picked up by West York. Drew Geller has it. He's in the front court, feeds it on the baseline, and Fields takes it up. Missed it, gets his own rebound, puts it back, doesn't get it the roll, but does draw the foul. And so Jadakius Fields, a 6-foot junior, will shoot 2 for West York.
And that was a nice move in there. Got his own board, missed the shot, but worked hard, got the offensive glass.
Foul was on Brad Smith, his second. Fields 0 of 1 at the line, gets 2 more here. And the first one no good. Other
Back
finals, we mentioned Ben Ferree reporting 84-53 Dallastown over New Oxford. And Spring Grove over Red Lion 53-37. Tony Nello there for us. And Eliza Kravitz telling us Dover and Susquehannock are in overtime, tied at 40. We'll get you other scores in a moment. Second free throw goes by Fields, so he has 3 points on the night. West York lead is 30 now, 57-27 as Bulldogs prepare to go to 6-4 overall and 4-2 in the league. So there's another steal by Fields on a bad pass by Dowling, but good hustle by Nick Bowman, who bats it away from behind and will stay with West York. But I think the Bulldogs right back in this Division II race.
Absolutely,
Andy.
They are. And if they can play like this, you know, their man-to-man defense has really been excellent tonight. I mean, they did a great job on Amir's on that young man. Nice feed by Fields. Good bounce pass to Nick Sarver cutting down the lane, and Sarver hits the bank shot, and it's 59-27. Like you said, nice cut that time. Finishes with the layup. Three by Thomas won't go. Oh no, the ball is stuck up on the top of the basket standard. All right, Andy, you're gonna have to go out there and show us your ups and get that one out of here. Yeah, I get my ladder off a truck. All right, Gordy Kaufman's going to have to try and throw the other ball. No, there ain't no way. Nope, that's blocked by the backboard. There he got it. He gets a hand. I didn't even give much of a hand for that. Boy, it's a tough crowd here at West York. I'm telling you. That was a good shot right there. That was. Fields in the backcourt, gives it back to Nick Sarver. Sarver into the front court, left side to Austin Fry. Fry, high post to Isaiah Linton. And back out to Geller, now back to Sarver. Geller in the far corner and out to Fry. Near steal by Bowman. Fry at the free throw line, feeds it down the lane to Linton. A little bit soft on the shot and out of bounds off West York. Yep. You know, these young men, you got guys here that don't see a lot of playing time. They want to play. They don't want to hold the ball. And they're not just out there to hold the ball. Minute 35 left, all West York tonight, leading by 32 down the stretch here. Right side is Batty. Back out front to Dowling. Near steal by Geller, but Sincere gets it back. Right side of Bowman. Nick Bowman lost it off his leg, but retrieved it before it got to half court. Drives against Linton down the left side, and Isaiah got the block, but they're going to call the foul as there'll be 3 on Isaiah, the 6'4 senior. And 2 shots coming for Nick Bowman, the 5'8 junior. And that's what you just keep playing hard, you know. Yeah. You there's no quit in Suburban. And Bowman's first free throw is good. Nice stroke. It was.
And it wasn't the Trojans' night. Their big guys, especially Schultz, got in foul trouble early. Weinstein also, and that just took them out of their game. And,
right.
And West York played well. And I'm agree with you. That certainly wasn't a 30-point difference.
No, but
it hurt.
West York I think would have won the game.
Steal by Bowman. Bowman takes it in, lays it up. So Nick Bowman playing hard down the stretch here for Suburban. West York gets it ahead. Sarver feeds it down the lane. And Linton Isaiah hits the layup and gets into the scoring column.
And just about every Bulldog has got there.
And down the lane at the other end, Bowman leaves it short but was fouled. I think they may get Drew Geller on the call. They do. And on Drew, that'll be his second. And back to the line, Nick Bowman is 2 of 2.
Yep. And then had a steal on a bucket, so he's looking for 5 and 6 here in point-wise.
All right. And the first one on the way, it's good.
3 for 3.
Yep. Second one on the way, and that is good as well. And Eliza Kravitz reports from Glenrock Dover defeats Susquehanna 47-44 in overtime. So the Eagles get the win, and they will go to 4-3 in the league play. And Linton down the lane hits it. A nice feed, Isaiah Linton with his second bucket.
Still running their break and turn around and find the open man.
63-33 all West York tonight. Brad Smith over to Bowman. Bowman off to Batty. Batty in the far corner. Drives on the baseline. Linton cuts him off, but they're going to call the blocking foul. Isaiah Linton, that's 4 on Isaiah. It hasn't been out there that long. And this is the bonus. That's a 9th team foul on West York. So you got a 1-on-1 coming here for the sophomore, Willie Batty. So a couple of overtime games tonight, and we'll get you to all the scores we can right here when we're done, which will happen in about 31.7 seconds. Give or take a hint. And Batty's free throw is good, so he will get the bonus.
Suburban shooting the ball well here in the fourth quarter. Too little, too late.
Yeah, only put up 3 in the third quarter. That was the killer for them.
Well, they only got 7 in the second, so both of those are nice free throws that time by Willie Batty. 2 for 2.
63-35 now as Jadakiss Fields walks it up. Half-court trap, gets it to Austin Fry. Fry back out to Drew Geller to Nick Sarver, and they swing it to Jadakiss Fields on the far side. Counting down the final seconds here. Big win for West York tonight here on the home hardwood. Geller out front, clock down to 12. And they'll dribble out these final few seconds as the home fans begin to applaud as the Bulldogs will put one in the back pocket. And there's your final score. It is West York 63 and York Suburban 35. Take a break and come back with the GSLSC postgame show after this.
Need an assist? Get great savings and great weekly specials at your favorite neighborhood stores. Use your gold card and stop in now at Nell's Fresh Food Markets in Spry, East Berlin, and Carlisle. Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, and Whiteford. And Wetzel's Market in Glenrock. Your full court headquarters and always the freshest meats and produce. Your counties, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
You know, it's a new year. Why not get a new go-to? Come on, you're in a rut. You're on autopilot. I mean, why choose the same go-to maple donut every time when Charlie Donut gives you so many to choose from?
We have the tasty 58
Variety.
maple donuts.
It'll be a snap. The next time you walk up to a Maple Donuts counter, resist the urge to order what you always order and try one of Charlie's other delectable creations. Always choose the glazed maple donut, go for the French crawler. Always opt for the powdered sugar jelly filled, go for the glazed devil's food. I mean, be honest. Does your family not even ask you what you want anymore because they know it's always the same thing? Well, how about you rock their world? Tell them you'll take whatever maple donut they bring home. Whoa, it's a revolution. Hey, who knows? By this time next year, your go-to maple donut may have a whole new flavor.
Maple Donuts tastes right. Tasty great. Anytime, day or night. Or appetite delight. Maple Donuts taste right.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Back at West York, Ron Room and Andy Bria with you in the GSLSC postgame show. Big win for West York tonight, 63-35, Andy, and an impressive performance by the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. I mean, they on both ends of the floor, their man-to-man defense was very tough. Took Suburban out of really what they wanted to do. Mears only scored four points, and 2 of those from the free throw line. So, I mean, in all aspects of the game, they were the better team by far tonight.
I thought on offense they had good ball movement, too. I saw a lot of nice passes. There were a couple times you mentioned all 5 guys touched the ball in a possession. And
they got the tempo the way they liked it. They finished when they had to. They worked on their half-court offense, I think, after they got a big, and that will serve them well going down the road because we know that you can't just play at one speed.
No, that's right. We do know that.
Yeah.
All right, so West York wins at 63-35 here on the GSLSC postgame show. We're going to take a break, come back with our final stats courtesy of Trish Hauser, your local State Farm agent, after this on Sports Radio 1350 and GameTimePA.com.
Today it seems everybody is offering a discount on car insurance, but at what price? Reduced protection and personal service. At State Farm, you can earn discounts and still get full service and dependable protection from the world's largest car insurer. See me, Trish Hauser, 1865 Susquehanna Trail North, York, for the State Farm multiple line discount. With State Farm, you get an agent you can depend on and an insurance company you can trust. For the details on State Farm's multiple line discount, see me, Trish Hauser.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They towed my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
Alrighty, we are back at West York as the fans file out here after the Bulldogs' big 63-35 win over Suburban tonight. Time now for our post-game stats from Trish Hauser, your local State Farm agent. First for Suburban.
All right, Donovan Mears, 1 field goal, 2 of 2 from the line. He only had 4 points. That should say it all. Jack Schultz, 4 field goals, 0 of 2 from the line for 8. Most of that time sat on the bench with foul trouble. Zach Weinstein, 1 field goal, 2 points. Marcus Truss, 1 field goal, 2 of 5 from the line, 4 points. Thomas Merkel, 1 long field goal for 3 points. Colin Mailman, 1 field goal, 2 of 3. He had 4. Willie Beatty, 2 for 2 from the line for 2 points. Sincere Dowling, 1 field goal, 2 points. Nick Bowman, 1 field goal, 4 for 4 from the line for 6. They had 11 field goals, 12 of 18 from the line for 35.
All right, and Schultz, despite the foul trouble, led them with 5 rebounds. Also had 3 blocked shots tonight as he kept playing with those fouls. West York.
All right, Darian McCauley, 3 field goals, 7 of 8 from the line, 13 to lead all scorers. Josh Bailey, 5 field goals, 2 of which were 3. He had 12. Kenton Meckley, 3 field goals, 6 points. Matt Delaforno, 2 field goals, 3 of 3 from the line, 7 points. Terry Caines, 1 field goal, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 points. Ian Lalick, 2 field goals, 1 and 1 from the line, 6 points. You feel here for this? Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Austin Fry, 2 for 2 from the line for 2 points. Jadakiss Fields, 1 field goal, 1 of 3 from the line, 3 points. I don't know if that's a misprint. Nick Sarber, 3 field goals, 6 points. And Drew Geller off the bench, 2 field goals, 4 points. 22 field goals, 16 of 19 from the free throw line, 63 points.
All right, and for the Bulldogs, Kenton Meckley tonight, 9 rebounds to lead them, many of those offensive rebounds, and Ian Lalick, 6 assists. Those are your final stats, courtesy of Trish Hauser. We're going to come back with the GSL, or the York Traditions Bank post-game scoreboard show and our Heritage Hills Player of the Game right after this.
Hello, this is Grant Becker, certified personal trainer and sports performance manager at Heritage Hills Athletic Club. Are you the best athlete you can be? Do you want to be at your physical peak? Heritage Hills Athletic Club can get you there. You will train with certified professionals that set up programs customized to help you meet your goals. From speed and agility to strength and conditioning, our goal is your success. You'll have the opportunity to train in our 60,000 square foot facility that features a large turf field, 2 full-size basketball courts, and the latest technology in strength and conditioning.
We could go to clubs closer to our home, but clubs closer to our home don't seem to offer the quality, the diversity that we get at Heritage Hills, and the attention.
Call today and ask about a 3-week free trial membership to the studio, our private personal training facility. Call 757-4833 or visit us online at heritagehillsathletic.club.com or everyonecanplayhh.com.
My name is Lou Laviton. I own a company called Sparkle Wash. We're a professional mobile pressure washing company, and I've been a customer of York Traditions for 5 years. Prior to that, I had other banking relationships, but they weren't local. And when you really read the statistics and you look at what's going on in the marketplace, you need to have somebody that's a local level, that you're not talking to a call center in a foreign country or someplace else that doesn't know who you are, and this is what York Traditions does. The online banking has just been a wonderful tool for us because the convenience is there, but I visit all the branches. It's like Cheers. They all know your name. I think it's fascinating. I come in and I like the yellow Tootsie Rolls, or I like the Sweethearts, and they know to staple my receipt to the lower left-hand corner. And I don't understand how they do that, but this is what York Traditions does. They do it very well. It's kind of a cool place to be.
Transition to traditions today. York Traditions Bank. Member FDIC. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Live local sports is on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
And Ron Ruman and Andy Bria back with you one final time here at West York in the now quiet gym after the home team Bulldogs get a big win, 63-35. They go to 6-4 overall and 4-2 in the league. Suburban falling to 4-9 and 2-5, but the Bulldogs hanging right in that Division II contest here for the season. And now for our Heritage Hills Player of the Game.
All right. We're going with Darian McCauley. 3 field goals, 7-8 from the line. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. It was just his energy, though. He seemed to be controlling the offense, directing traffic. I liked his energy tonight and the way he played.
All right, Darian McCauley, our Heritage Hills Player of the Game. Time now for our York Traditions Bank post-game scoreboard show, and some interesting ones. Cade Burdett had a dandy over at Central tonight as Kevin Sheeler's Panthers go to 11-1 on the year and stay perfect in the league at 6-0 with a 77-69 overtime win against Troy Sauer's Bearcats, who fall to 7-6 and 4-2 in the league. Tony Nello reporting from Red Lion that Spring Grove Rockets moved to 7-1 and 5-1 with a 53-37 win over the Lions. Ben Faree was on the scene in New Oxford as the Dallastown Wildcats get to 6-5 overall and back to 500, 3-3 in the league with an 84-53 win over the Colonials. Excuse me. Eliza Kravitz had a good one in Glen Rock as the Dover Eagles had to go to overtime to defeat the Warriors 47-44. So Dover goes to 7-4 overall, and they stay at 4-3 in Division II. The big Division II game out in Gettysburg tonight, Northeastern. John Eister's Bobcats go to 9-1 and 6-0 in the league with a 68-54 win over the Warriors, who now go to 9-3 and 4-3 in league play. So they're actually a half game behind West West York now. We don't have a report on the Eastern score. They were at home against Kennerdale. You got to figure the Knights will probably win that one. If they do, they'll go to 5-2 in the league, and then we'll sneak into second place there. So it's going to be wide open there in Division 2. The big Division 3 boys game, the York Catholic Fighting Irish stay perfect in the league. They go to 7-0, 8-2 overall with a 69-58 win on the road in Hanover. The Nighthawks now 9-2 and 5-1 in the league. Don't forget, we have York Catholic to Lone Catholic from the Irish Gym on Friday. Some girls games, an upset as William Penn defeats Central 54-53, so the Panthers' second loss. Yeah, second loss of the year. Susquehannock rolls over Dover 54-21, so the Warriors continuing to play very well. Suburban girls beating West York 31-19 in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs just 19 points in the fourth quarter. And the Lone Catholic, York Catholic girls?
Well, it's Catholic's ball, 12 seconds left, and they're down one. 42-41, so we'll see what happens.
All right, well, that is your York Traditions Bank post-game scoreboard show, and that's going to wrap it up for us. Again, our final tonight, West York 63 and York Suburban 35. For Leif Johnson on the video for Game Time PA, Jim Harden is always pushing all the right buttons back at the station, and my partner Andy Bria, I'm Ron Ruman. Thanks for listening, folks, and you have a good night.
Thank you for listening to WOIK's High School Basketball Game of the Week, presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine, the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of the York Revolution. Hear the best of the York Adams